Hi everyone, old guy here. Happy Thanksgiving 2021. I hope you're still in turkey coma. I know that I still am. Well, today's book is a classic. It is Fyodor Dostoevsky's The Possessed. Now, Dostoevsky is a madman. Complete, thoroughgoing mad. Not any physical or mental sense, but literarily. You know what I mean. When he gets wound up, strap in and hold on because he is going to careen this car all over the road, while somehow still maintaining control. As he does in this novel, written in 1871, which careens all over pseudo-intellectual rural Russian elites like a Bolshevik squadron storming a winter palace. No doubt you've read Dostoevsky sometime and somewhere, probably in high school, probably Crime and Punishment, or The Brothers Karamazov, and you probably fell dead asleep in the middle of either, or both. High school is not the time and place to appreciate the mad Russian's writing. It's pretty much not the time to appreciate most literary geniuses, because unless you're one of those annoying high school savants who prided themselves on a superior knowledge of some obscure literary figure, you're not going to appreciate it. Should learn it, of course, because no one is considered minimally educated unless you know who Shakespeare and Mark Twain and Dostoevsky and Algebra 2 are or is. Appreciation comes later, except for Algebra 2. My own appreciation for the mad Russian began when I served a stint as a teaching assistant for Professor Arnos Lustig, what's that right back there? That's one of his books. With his encyclopedic knowledge of every single 19th century author, their pros and cons and scandals, and boy, did Dostoevsky have a lot of scandals. And that appreciation actually came through reading Dostoevsky's short stories, especially Notes from the Underground. Wow, I mean, talk about free association, stream of consciousness, crazed writing. This is it. But not in this novel. Actually titled Demons, but through a more benign translation comes to us as The Possessed. It's more a straight-up story than you usually get from the mad Russian, but it's still quite mad. Told more or less from the viewpoint of an observer, Anton G. space with a less letter V, following the quaint 19th century practice of obscuring last names, probably to both give it an air of factuality while avoiding possible libel. Maybe I should think about that. This is the story of two main characters, Stavrogin and Verkhovensky. Stavrogin is a force of nature, a somewhat impulsive but quite charismatic person. Verkhovensky is a self-appointed and self-regarding pseudo-intellectual who thinks himself an important figure. Years prior, he convinced Stavrogin's mother, Varvara, of his self-importance, and she, a rich landholder, became his patron and hired him to be Stavrogin's tutor, making the adult Stavrogin pretty much his creation. Verkhovensky has a platonic but dependent relationship with Varvara, so he has to do whatever she asks. And one of the things she asks is for him to marry her protege, Daria, because it seems Stavrogin has compromised her. At the same time he was compromising Liza, the daughter of Varvara's friend Proskavia, both after he had already compromised Maria, a somewhat insane tavern girl. Stavrogin gets around. Verkovinsky's son Peter, a self-styled revolutionary, shows up about this time, intent on recruiting Stavrogin into his movement, which may or may not actually exist. 3 murders, a busted-up party and dance, a citywide arson, and 2 suicides later, you're left dazzled how all of this could get out of hand so quickly. Now, this is not an easy read. Keeping track of stereotypically all the characters in a Russian novel is quite the chore, but it's worth your time and effort because Dostoevsky's prose is just astonishing. The context can be off-putting, so recommend you brush up on mid-19th century Russian society, or you'll think these people are plain nuts, which they are, as Dostoevsky so magnificently presents. Old guy here. See you later.